another episode of Throwing It Back to Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ died and he rose again. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, let's talk about the Pat Riley resignation. Okay. So, after the Knicks were eliminated by the Indiana Pacers in the 1995 NBA playoffs in the second round, Pat Riley believed he was gone. Okay. Pat Riley believed he was gone. Um, so after he missed the shot, after Ewing missed the layup that ended the Knicks season, Marv Albert asked a question. And now many questions concerning the Knicks and this man, Pat Riley, who's in his fourth season as their head coach. Is this the end? Marv Albert said that at the end of the NBA on NBC broadcast, okay? And so one of the Knicks front office people, they noticed that Riley was pausing to turn and look at the garden floor as he was headed into the locker room, okay? And if you notice, that shot of Pat Riley walking to the locker room, he like has his head down the whole time. Pat Riley has his head down the whole time and he goes like this, okay? And so Pat Riley knew he wouldn't be coming back, okay? And so like after an hour, only after an hour, the Knicks season ended in 1995. He called a person who tried to buy the Miami Heat, but they ended up not buying the Miami Heat. Okay. Then it was eventually sold to Mickey Arison in 1995. Okay. And what happened was during the regular season, Riley and Mickey Arison had struck up a conversation, implying if the Miami Heat job would be open, would Riley be open to it? Okay, so they had a brief conversation during the regular season. Okay, then only an hour after the Knicks season ended in 1995. Okay, there was a guy by the name of Dick Butera. Okay, and Riley asked, "Are you still friendly with the guy who owns the Heat?" "Yes, I am. He's a good guy." "Why?" Riley's tone was angry. Okay. He said he had grown tired of dealing with Dave Checketts, and he claimed that Dave Checketts lied to him. Okay. So Pat Riley just simply said this. He said, "Make it happen. I don't want to be here anymore." Okay. And Pat Riley is on the team bus. Okay. Pat Riley's on the team bus when he is saying this. Okay. Pat Riley's on the team bus, so obviously Riley didn't give a damn who heard him. Okay. And so Mickey Arison and talked to Pat Riley's people, okay, and Dick Butera, okay, and here's what had happened. Barry Sanders, we all know Barry Sanders retired from the game of football by releasing a press statement, okay? So the way Pat Riley went about resigning from the New York Knicks, okay, he sent in the fax, okay? He sent in a fax, okay? And let me see. Okay. Okay. So June 15th was the day that Riley was ready. Okay. he had already told his assistants that he was leaving for the Miami Heat, but he wanted to keep it private because he wasn't ready to tell the public yet. Okay, so on June 15th, there was a guy who worked for the Knicks by the name of Ken Munoz. Okay, and he was sitting in his office when a fax came through, and it was a letter for the law firm Hook Stratton, where who Riley's agent worked for. And Riley wrote in the letter, "No team can realize its potential when its head coach, the person most intimately involved with the players, cannot make final critical decisions on matters bearing and intensely on the team, its performance, and its future. I consistently and repeatedly express my desire and need to be charged with the ultimate responsibility for all significant aspects of the ball club. I tried my best to reach an agreement on those issues. Unhappily, the gap between us could not be bridged." Okay, and since he had been with the Knicks in 1991, um, they went 51 and 31, 16, 22, 57 and 25, 55 and 27. Okay, and so so by the time the facts arrived and was released to the national media in the U.S., Riley was on a plane to Greece, right? Pat Riley was on a plane to Greece, where he was going to chill out for a while until the noise quieted down a little bit. Okay. Um, and Pat Riley had a feeling he wouldn't be back in the early part of the 1994-95 season because the Knicks offered him a contract extension. Okay. Knicks offered him a contract extension for the job that he had done. Okay, so Knicks offered him a contract extension. He didn't sign it. Okay, he didn't sign it, and so that was one tip that he was headed out the door. And something was up when he didn't sign the contract that Dave Checkis offered him, and so yeah, there was a power struggle there. Okay, there was a power struggle there. He wanted to be not only head coach but general manager, and he wanted an ownership stake in the New York Knicks. Okay, but the Knicks had just recently been sold. Okay, in 1995 to another guy. I believe the Knicks at that time were owned by, I think, Cablevision or something like that. Cablevision, something like that. Okay, but yeah, the new owner of the Knicks wouldn't let him have a 10% stake in the team. Okay, and so when Roddy went to Miami, Miami gave him everything he wanted: general manager, head coach, and a 10% ownership stake in the team. And he's still there to this very day. Okay, he's still there to this very day. And so speaking of the New York Knicks, there was a scenario where the Knicks almost traded for Alonzo Mourning, believe it or not. Okay, now Alonzo Mourning was traded right before the season opener. Okay, he was still with the Hornets, but he was traded like at the 11th hour because the Hornets were on the way to play the Chicago Bulls in the season opener. Okay, so he had got traded. Alonzo Mourning did right before the season opener, so he wasn't on the plane. Okay, so But the New York Knicks wanted to trade for Alonzo Mourning because the Knicks knew that Pat Riley was making a run at Alonzo Mourning. Okay, they knew Pat Riley was making a run at Alonzo Mourning, and they didn't want Riley getting a franchise player. Okay, so here's what the Knicks offered. Okay, they offered Charles Oakley and Charles Smith at first. Okay, and a first round pick. Wait, scratch that. They offered Charles Oakley and Charles Smith. Okay, the Hornets declined. Then they said, okay. Then the Knicks said, okay, we'll offer Starks, Mason, and a first round pick. Okay. Then the Hornets said no. So the Hornets determined that the Miami Heat had the best offer because the Miami Heat offered Glenn Rice, Matt Geiger, Khalid Reeves, and a first round pick. Okay. So obviously the Hornets were going to want a superstar player back from the Knicks, which probably meant the Knicks would probably have to part ways with Patrick Ewing, I say, right? The Miami Heat star player was Glenn Rice, okay? And I guess the Hornets took the Heat's offer because the Heat took the Hornets offer because of they had a superstar player, or scratch that. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, okay? All right. The Heat took the Hornets offer, right? Because superstar player for superstar player, and some throwing some role players, okay? But that would have been interesting if the New York Knicks were able to trade for Alonzo Mourning. But it was later said that the New York Knicks offered the second best trade package for Alonzo Mourning. But like I said, the Miami Heat had a superstar player in Glenn Rice. Okay, so superstar for superstar. Alonzo Mourning for Glenn Rice, along with Matt Geiger, Khalid Reeves, and a first round draft pick. Okay, so yeah, so that would have been interesting if the Knicks were able to get Alonzo Mourning, a franchise center. But like I said, the Hornets and they're thinking they probably wanted a superstar player back. And that probably meant the Knicks were going to have to part ways with Patrick Ewing to acquire Alonzo Mourning. Okay. So, yeah. All right. That's it. And that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I'm out of here. May God bless you all.